Meanwhile, I'm Matt Lauer along with Ann Curry, who's filling in while Katie is already over in Athens, and Al Roker is here as well. And coming up in this half hour, we're going to talk to Muhammad Ali's daughter, Kalia. She is someone who is fighting a fight that so many people across this country battle every day, the battle of weight gain. She's here with her doctor to talk about a new kind of surgery, not one that we've heard a lot about, gastric bypass surgery. This is something else. She'll explain and tell us how it's impacting her life coming up in just a few minutes.
She just had the surgery 4 days ago, so it'll be interesting to find out how she's doing. Also coming, we're talking about playground dangers. Did you know, Matt and Al? This morning on Today's Health, it's estimated that nearly 60 million people are obese in this country. That's about a third of the population. So it's no surprise that weight loss surgery is on the rise. Here's one woman's story. She has her father's flair and his good looks. She is boxing legend Muhammad Ali's little girl, all grown up and now needing to change her life in order to save it. At 5'9", Kalia Ali, a plus-size fashion model, is more than 100 pounds overweight. And like many others, she's tried dieting before, but nothing has seemed to work. With few options left, Kalia is turning to laparoscopic gastric banding, or lap band surgery, in which an inflatable belt is used to shrink the stomach, reducing the amount of food it can hold.
Cool.
For Kalia, this may be her last hope.
Well done, girls and boys. Thanks a lot.
Kalia Ali had the lap band surgery just 4 days ago, and she's here along with her doctor, Dr. George Fielding. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
First of all, how are you feeling just 4 days after?
You know what? I'm wonderful. I'm super, just as Dr. Fielding assured me and countless people that I spoke to who's had the surgery.
No nausea, which is one of the side effects potentially that people have had.
I haven't experienced any nausea. I've experienced discomfort as opposed to pain.
How about eating? How's that been affected?
I think it's super. I'm beginning a wonderful journey.
So you're
already
eating less?
I'm understanding that I'm consuming less and feeling fine.
Okay, I think a lot of people don't know a lot about lap band surgery, which is why you're here, Dr. Fielding. You performed the surgery on Kalia.
Yes,
Tell us exactly what it is. And most people know about gastric bypass.
Well, it's a very simple way of controlling the amount of food that people eat. And it's a little ring that gets wrapped around the top of the stomach. And that ring sort of like a squeegee on the top of the stomach. And it performs the same process as a bypass to make the stomach pouch tiny. But there's no need to cut the stomach, there's no bowel surgery.
So it's less invasive?
It's much less invasive, and as a result of that, it's much safer.
Much safer. In fact, there is a mortality rate with both procedures.
Correct.
But give us a comparison.
A rough comparison would be 1 in 100 mortality for a gastric bypass and 1 in 2,000 for the lap band.
So it's much less concerning. Okay, show us an example. You have
Here
actually brought the band that you put around the stomach.
This is the band that goes around the stomach here, and it's got a little internal balloon. And that balloon is attached to this tubing which has come out through Kalia's, through her tummy into this little portacath. And that port sits on muscle underneath her fat and her skin. And then when she comes back to our office, we can poke a little tiny needle into that. And this internal balloon will inflate. I don't know if you can get the cameras on it. You can see this balloon go up and down.
It's going up and down right there.
And as you lock this into place, it becomes very similar to the bypass. That's the width of the stomach.
So basically what you're saying is the stomach becomes like an hourglass.
It's an
and
hourglass.
And you with the saline solution are able to kind of tighten it or open it a bit more. And because it's so small, when the food comes in, you feel full earlier and you can't eat more. Is that right? How much weight can you lose in this procedure?
I reckon an average weight loss will be 100 pounds. That's what most, between 100 and 120, 130. It depends very much on your starting off point. If you're really huge, you're going to lose a lot more. But someone Kalia's weight would lose 100 pounds quite readily.
Some people have who know anything about this. Early on, we're told that in fact you would lose less weight with this procedure than gastric bypass, and that it has a higher failure rate.
That's certainly the perception.
Is that still the case?
It's not the case now. Things really have evolved. The techniques have evolved. The understanding of the importance of adjusting, which is one of the key facets of this procedure, is that it's adjustable
and reversible. Kalia, you know, your issue was not eating a bunch of junk food. Your issue was volume, which is a big issue for a lot of people.
It is.
And is that one of the reasons why you chose this approach, that this was going to limit the volume?
It is. And another reason, I'm able to actually eat a healthy amount of food. There are no malabsorption issues. I'm able to still enjoy the foods that I want. I haven't changed that way.
Look at you
but I'm
here.
able to have a...
That's you on the Today Show, what, in 1983.
Yes.
You were being interviewed by Jane Polly as part of a
weight
program,
loss
a weight loss program. So you were struggling all the way back then,
It is a
Kalia.
lifelong battle. Many people, when they hear me say that, will associate with that phrase instantly. You know, at any given point in my life, there's always been a struggle with weight. Either I was chubby, or I was overweight, or I am obese. You know, so for me, there was a lot of beauty and surrender here. Just kind of saying, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to make that change. And by the way, I couldn't have found a more incredible surgeon than Dr. Fielding, having had it himself.
He had it himself.
There's so many layers of compassion and understanding. It's just been a super journey so far, and it's been just 4 days.
Well, we all wish you great luck as you proceed further, and I hope you come back and talk to us about how it's turned out for you. Thank you so much for sharing your story with other people here. Thank you so much, Dr. Fielding, and best wishes to you both. And